Let's go. Hey, how are you? I'm doing well. Love you. Thanks, Larry. Okay, you got me. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So we had you can we have a are you are y'all today? So that's it. 3 days a week, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's pretty intensive. However, authentication, they can only write it out here, like that, and then start. So I would talk to about that class. As far as working, I would sign up, here. We have a couple of job positions that are like 10 years. Yeah, yeah. So now I just rolled out registration for the class. Or you can go on the site. So make sure you put your name and your information down.
Yeah, so on the graph, in the ditches, part of the graph, they were signatures that I got from our donor, our original airman, when I joined the taxes 2004. So I integrated this as I met more Tuskegee Airmen, I've had them sign the hood. So 2017, I got the charge, 30% really was the convention in Orlando. So there's some signatures from guys here in 2017. 2018, we had a convention out in Las Vegas. Got more signatures 2019. 2020 things died down because of COVID. But over the years, as I've met original airmen, I've had to sign the hood. Unfortunately, some of them, the market that was used at the time wasn't of quality. So some of them have stayed. But some of them have stayed, like you see Richardson over there. That was 2019. No, that was 2018 in Las Vegas. And his signature is still nice and full. James Hardy's there at the front.
Yeah, you got a lot of signatures on here.
Yeah. There's two women, Nancy Smith Malone.
Okay.
She was a nurse.
Okay.
And then Callie Gentry. She was a stenographer.
Okay.
A lot of people don't realize that they're not just the pilots, but everybody that supported that separated and segregated Army Air Force were not what it was just here. Anybody that was a part of and supported that's segregated Army Air Force are documented as original Tuskegee Airmen. So there were close to 15,000 people part of it. There were only about 1,000 people trained to pilots, and only 355 served in combat. So.
Did you send it to him, Dan? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is. uh, I don't know. I just came back from Montgomery, Alabama at about 86. I got this up to about 110 going across Oklahoma. No, it's 305. Yep, yep, 305. It gets me from point A to point B to as fast as I need to go. Very good. Then more will come in from nowhere and take out the bombers, which is one of the reasons why the 337th Fighter Group, the Tuskegee Airmen, that's one of the ways that they claim that they got their claim to fame was that they were disciplined, and when they became bomber escorts, they stayed with the bombers. They didn't fall for the okie doke. On this side, on the passenger side, we honor Alexander Jefferson. Born and raised in Detroit, came back home to Detroit, worked at the post office for a minute, but eventually became a teacher with Detroit Public Schools teaching science. He had degrees, I want to say, in bachelor's in biology and a master's in physics. So science was his thing. Alex got knocked down actually on his 19th mission. He would tell people that he had 18 and a half missions. So he got knocked down on that 19th mission. They were doing some strafing on the coast of Toulon, France, in preparation for Operation Dragoon that was successful, that took place a couple of days later. They were taking out radar units, and they had no idea what radar was. They just know we were supposed to take them out. He was the last man in the last flight. There were 4 flights of 4 planes that went over the target, or that went past the target. And as these flights, went past the target, it would get wider and wider. And with him being the last man in the last flight, by the time he got to the target, he was right on the top of it. He said all of a sudden he heard this big pop. There was a hole in the floor between his legs. There was a hole in the canopy.
Got lucky.
And fire was coming. Yeah, he got lucky there. He didn't get hit. The fire was coming out, and he says and they were treetop level. They were low. He said all the time they teach you how to fly. They never taught him how to get out of the plane. Yeah, so being the science man that he is, he knew he had to get some elevation. So he pulled the stick back, got up maybe 200 feet or so, and blacked the canopy off. He knew how to get the canopy to fall off. Blacked the canopy off. He said he had the stick pulled back. He let the stick go. And he knew when he let that stick go, the nose of the plane would pop forward. So when he let that stick go, he hit his seatbelt at the same time. And when he popped forward, it threw him out. I mean, they didn't have the shit to see what's going on.
Man, y'all right at that good. Oh, everything good, man. Well, say hey to him.
Yeah, as soon as he let the stick go, popped forward, hit the button. It threw him out, and he was still kind of low, but as soon as he came out the plane, he pulled the D-ring on his parachute, landed in some trees, and kind of fell through. As soon as he hit the ground, there was some German soldiers over top of him, basically jumping the Germans. I'm sold something, but he said I'm not going to say weird thing, because interestingly enough, the German aviators had a lot of respect for the 332nd and Black Airmen. They had heard rumors also from the States that black people don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to fly. They can't operate complexes. So it impressed them that they had such a tough time dealing with. So they gave him a lot of respect. But he said when he hit the ground and they had the guns on him, they see his gold bar, his second lieutenant, and they snapped through and saluted him first, and then basically turned to the and said, "We got yeah. So he served the balance of the war as a POW. Started off in Stalag Luft 3, ended up in 7A, and as the Russians were getting closer, they were getting close to Stalag Luft 3. And he said that they gathered everybody up, about 10,000 soldiers, and marched them to 7A, to now lead them with the Russians. When he got to 7A, he said they were all lined up, and there was these four big country white guys just, looking amongst them. And he said they were eyeballing him, and he was a milk guy. He said they were eyeballing him, and he didn't know what was going on. And one of them said, "We want him." Well, he didn't know what was going on, but he ended up in their room. They slept 4 rooms.
Where is 7A? What region?
7A was close to Berlin.
Okay.
7A was close to Berlin, but they slept like 4 to a room, 2 bunks of 2. And he said when he got to the room, he found out that's the room where all the escape intelligence was. This Stalag, I think, is the one that's profiled in the movie Great Escape. But he said the reason they wanted him because as a black man, they knew he wasn't a German spy. So, they would have brought a white officer. They wouldn't have known if he was a German spy or not. So he was good with that, and they told him, when we do leave here, we got some stuff for you to come with us. He said, "Man, it's like being in Germany. Where am I going to hide?" But the escape plan never went down because Patton came through with his Third Army, and liberated the camp. So this picture here is of him out in front of the camp. The War Department, they interviewed a lot of the POWs. And this is from a video that's on YouTube, but there's no audio. And he says he can't remember what he was saying, but it's just a still from that. But he says that after that, the guys that came in and liberated was talking about some bodies down the road that had been burned. So him and two other guys climbed in the Jeep. They drove about 20, 30 kilometers, and they found themselves right in front of Blackout. He said everything that you see on the Holocaust documentaries, all of the images, he's seen them with his own eyes. The shoes, the purses, the hair, the teeth, the gold teeth, the glasses, and even the bodies. He said he's seen them with his own eyes. So I don't have the image out here from one of my posters, but he used to wear this flight jacket, and with a lot of his Tuskegee patches. But one of the patches on it was from the Holocaust Association. When he used to go out, now Tuskegee Airmen Incorporated started in 72, 73. Guys used to get together and come over to his house on the east side of Detroit, he said, and drink up all the booze. When they talked about starting an organization, and a national organization was started. But from that point forward, he went out a lot to speak on the experience and also to talk about the Holocaust. So, he has spoken on it so much that they recognized him and they gave him a patch to put on the jacket.
There's museums now, they have recordings of soldiers from that era tell their story.
I do believe both he and Harry have one in the here in the museum, in the Library of Congress. There's another organization that's out of DC that has a series of videos of a lot of veterans across all the world. And I do believe they talk to both of them. So yeah, their stories are documented out there. One thing Alex used to say all the time is he tell people Google and it wasn't like he was just big star. He said, but if you did Google Alexander Jefferson, I mean, just all kinds of stuff.
It's all that has to do with
Similar to that one was Vegas things. Oh,
yeah.
He's at like a little, not little league, but young football players. So did you build this car out?
Yeah, I